I am joined by the brilliant Mr. Alex Horne, and I set Alex Horne a challenge whilst that song was playing. The Taskmaster became the Taskmastery. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, nonetheless, I sent Alex around whilst that song was playing. He had 3 minutes and 12 seconds to find the most disappointing item he could find, the most sarcastic item he could find, and the most inappropriate item that he could find. Alex, you look out of breath. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, thank you for being honest with me. I am out of breath. I got back just in time, and I do need to tell the listeners and viewers.
Yes.
I wasn't set up beforehand, which would have been a better way of doing this.
Yes. Yeah.
But I guess that's the whole point of the show. We never tell the comedians what's going to come, and people often think we should. So I think I've come up with 3 things.
Okay, good.
Sarcastic was difficult.
Yeah, I'd imagine that was the
other
trickiest. Yes. Okay, we'll start off. Most disappointing object. What have you got for us, please?
I've got a dead animal. I've got it's a pet that my first son got on his first day at primary school. He came back with a letter saying, do you want a giant African land snail? And it arrived and you could barely see it because it was a baby. And then it grew up to be pretty big, pretty quickly, but nocturnal. So it didn't do anything. So you just have a shell. I've got it here. This is it.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
That's huge.
It's called Santa. It died after 2 years. I buried it. And when I put my spade into the ground, I hit a bee's nest. They flew out, scared the children. And then the following morning, I promise it's true, Santa's shell was on our doorstep because a fox had dug it up and put it back on our doorstep. And the children were terrified. It's not a good pet.
It's like a really rubbish version of Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
Just a giant African snail. Well, that is a disappointing story.
It is disappointing.
Excellent work. So very, very well done. Very well done.
Very good.
Now, the trickiest one, most sarcastic. Now, this is difficult.
Well, this was sort of a grab, the first thing you see, but this is what I dealt with most of the evening.
Oh, okay.
It's a spray that attacks wet spills and stains. And for me, the language of attacks it can only be sarcastic because it didn't attack on it. It sat on the stain, and then I followed the instructions, and the wet spills and stains were still there. It says new, fresher scent on it, and there is a new, fresher scent in the house, but it's not a nice scent. It also said 1001 on it. I think that's the make. And that's how many times they were sick in the night. So I think it's a sarcastic product.
Excellent work again. If you're just tuning in, you don't know what he's talking about. 2 of Alex's 3 children spent the night throwing their guts up all over the carpet, and then very nobly his partner left him to deal with the reaction.
Temporarily.
Now, finally, and this is, I'll be the judge of how long you can hold this item up for. But I've got most inappropriate, and we are live, of course, on Global Player. So,
well, I'm a professional, you know that.
Yes.
So I avoided some things, and reluctantly, I'm giving my former colleague Tim Key more publicity because I've got a poem that he sent me. He's one of my kids' godparents. He sent me this poem, beautiful poem.
Oh, beautiful.
It's for the NHS. It's a little poem called Thursdays. It's all about when we applauded the NHS. And I put it up on the wall. I didn't read it, though, because he's my former colleague, Tim Key. So I put it up on the wall, and it's not until my mother-in-law arrived in the house that I realised how bad the language in it is. You can't. I don't think you can read it from there. You're fine.
No, we're all good. But thanks for holding up nice and close so that we might be able to.